Hi guys, welcome back. It is said that like you can read, success is the sum of all efforts repeated day in and day out. ये मैं क्यों दिखा रहा हूँ? बिकॉज स्कूल कॉलेजेस तो बंद है, लॉकडाउन की वजह से यू आर स्टक इन होम, राइट. पढ़ाई तो पता नहीं चल रही है नहीं चल रही है, पढ़ लो यार, इट्स टाइम. जैसे कि अभी मैंने बताया, सक्सेस इज़ द सम ऑफ ऑल द एफर्ट्स. आप अभी लॉकडाउन में कर रहे हो, लॉकडाउन के बाद करोगे, ऐसे नहीं. पढ़ना ही है, क्या पढ़ रहे हो, कैसे पढ़ रहे हो, यू नीड टू कीप ऑन लर्निंग समथिंग. ओके, क्या पता कल जाके आप ही कोरोना की वैक्सीन डेवलप करोगे. ठीक है, तो बी सीरियस, बी क्यूरियस एंड बी स्टूडियस. ओके, कीप ऑन लर्निंग. So as we had started in last class, we are solving the test, right? Around 15 questions we had solved. I hope you would have gone through it. If you are looking this video for the first time, इसके description में भी मैं link दे दूँगा. Okay, you can go through there along with notes. It will be available there. You can get it. And remaining 15 questions will be solving today, right? जैसे कि हमने 15 तक solve किया था, we'll be starting from 16 today, right? So let's take question number 16. It's available, it's visible on the screen. BaCl2 plus H2SO4 gives you BaSO4 plus HCl. Is which kind of reaction it is? That is asked. Options are combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction and double displacement reaction. Okay. You would have guessed the answer. We'll get back, we'll try to solve the question. Okay, what's the question now? We have BaCl2 that react with H2SO4. It gives you BaSO4 and HCl. Apart from balancing. Okay, in this reaction we can clearly see that it's very easiest question. Barium and hydrogen, these two ions have got displaced, they have got interchanged between these two compounds, and this hydrogen has got combined with chlorine to give you HCl. This barium has got combined with sulfate to give you barium sulfate. Okay, so this is an example of where there is the interchange of ion takes place between two compounds. It's definitely, it's a double displacement reaction, right? That's a double displacement reaction. So answer is option number D, that is double displacement reaction. Okay. So next question, question number 17. Zinc can displace copper from copper sulfate solution because zinc is, the options are more reactive than copper, less reactive than copper, more stable than copper and less stable than copper. Okay. Read the question carefully once again and get back here. See, what's the question asked? They are telling us zinc can displace copper from copper sulfate to give you zinc sulfate. Okay. Now question is, this zinc is, what should be the answer? As we know in displacement reaction, in order to displace copper from zinc, this zinc should be more reactive according to activity series, right? So this zinc is more reactive than copper, then only it can displace copper. Okay, so option should be what? The answer should be for question number 17. If you look at the option A, that is more reactive than copper, so that's the answer. Zinc should be more reactive than copper, then that zinc can easily displace copper to give you zinc sulfate and copper will be formed. Okay, so option A is your answer. Okay, now question number 18. When magnesium is burnt in air, a white ash remains as leftover. What is this? When magnesium is burnt in air, the white ash remains as leftover. That ash is the chemical formula that we need to answer for that. Options are MgO2, MgO, Mg and Mg3O. As we had done this activity, we had to burn magnesium strip, right? When we had burnt magnesium strip, we got reaction when Mg is burnt that is reacted with oxygen in air, it gives you MgO. When you balance that, you get magnesium oxide. Okay, the option answer for that is what? Option B, that is MgO. Answer is magnesium oxide. If you go with Mg3O or Mg2O, these are not formula for magnesium oxide, because you need to have the knowledge of valency, like we had for magnesium. The valency is +2. For oxygen, valency is -2. We need to cross multiply that, right? So that 2 get cancelled and we left with MgO. So that's the answer. You might have know the answer is magnesium oxide, but you should be able to guess the formula. So answer is B, that is MgO. Okay. Now let's take next question. That is question number 19. Carbon dioxide react with carbon to form carbon monoxide. This is an example of, what's the question? Carbon dioxide reacts with carbon to form carbon monoxide. This is an example of. Options are displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, combination reaction, decomposition reaction. Okay. Now, unless and until, as I repeatedly used to tell you that chemistry is all about decoding. Okay. These words you need to, these sentences words you need to express in equation form, and these equations you need to decode in wordings. Okay. Then only you can understand or you can answer those questions. So what is asked here? When carbon dioxide is reacted with what? When carbon dioxide react with carbon, it gives you carbon monoxide. This is carbon dioxide, that is CO2, and this is carbon monoxide, that is CO, formula for that. Okay. This is the reaction that is they have asked, and what is the further they have asked? Carbon dioxide react with carbon to form carbon monoxide, and this is an example of. Now look at the options: displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, combination reaction, and decomposition reaction. Simply looking at the equation, we get to know that 2 or more reactant combined have got reacted to give you only one product. So this is an example of combination reaction, right? Looking at the reaction, we could be able to answer the question. So option, what's the option? Option D, I think, that is C. Option C, that is combination reaction. Okay. So next one, question number 20. What's given? CaCO3, when it is heated, it gives you CaO plus carbon monoxide, CO, is known as electrolysis, thermal decomposition, displacement, and combination. The question is what? Calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3, upon heating, you get to, what you get? You get CaO plus CO, carbon monoxide. Okay. Now this reaction is a example of, they have asked. Okay. Is it electrolytic? Definitely this is decomposition reaction, right? But in decomposition reaction, we have 2-3 different subtypes, okay, where we have thermal decomposition, electrolytic decomposition, or that is photolytic decomposition, okay, which of that they have asked. When you look at this reaction, we can see when CaCO3 is heated on the flame, then only this get undergo decomposition, okay. So this heat or that that heat is supplied, that heat stands for therm, or therm stands for therm meaning heat. Okay. When we decompose anything using by heating it, then that decomposition is called as what? Thermal decomposition, right? That's according to the definition. Therm stands for heat. When we heat something and that get decomposed, that is called as thermal decomposition. Okay. So option B is the answer, that is thermal decomposition. Okay. As you look at in first option A, that is electrolysis, using electricity if we decompose that, right, and so on and so forth. Okay. So let's go to the next question, that's 21. Which of the following is the decomposition reaction? They have given the list there. Okay. Take a look at Which of the following is a decomposition reaction? Option A, 2 KBr plus Cl2 gives you KCl plus Br2. See, when you are considering decomposition reaction, what is the rule? You need to have one reactant. Upon reaction that gives you two or more products. Okay, left hand side में बस एक species होना चाहिए, and on right hand side you must have more than two species, two or more than two species. Okay, when you take a look at all those examples, option A and option B are not definitely decomposition reaction. देख के ही समझ में आता है. Okay, you may get confused with option C. See there, option C is not decomposition reaction, as you have only one compound on the left hand side, but on right hand side also again you have only one compound, right? We need to have at least two or more than two. So option C is not decomposition, it is called rearrangement, that just one compound has got rearranged into something else. So that is not the decomposition. Option D, if you look at it, where we have zinc carbonate gives you ZnO plus CO2. That is an example of decomposition reaction, where only one reactant decomposes to give you two or more than two products. Okay, so option D is your answer. Okay, now let's go to question number 22. What's the question? The formula for silver phosphate is, the list of options they have given there: AgPO4, Ag3PO4, Ag2PO4 thrice, and Ag2PO4. Okay, as it was the first question of this test, what was that? They had asked you the valency of phosphate. Okay, there we had seen what is the valency of phosphate. The valency of phosphate, the formula for phosphate is PO4, valency is -3. Okay, now when you guess, when you are supposed to write any formula for any compound, the only logic is what that you need to apply. Write down the species above, and below to that you need to write their valencies. Like for phosphate we have -3, we know. What formula they have asked? They have asked the formula for silver phosphate. We must have silver and phosphate. Valency of silver is, that is +1, right? And valency of phosphate is -3. This is how you need to arrange them. Okay, simply you need to cross multiply those species. Cross multiply their valencies to each other. You need to multiply 3 to the Ag, you need to multiply with 1 to the PO4, and resultant what you get? Ag3 as you multiplied PO4. Okay, now this is the chemical formula for silver phosphate. Okay, take a look at the options. Option, where if you look at it, option B is the correct answer for the question, that is Ag3PO4. Okay, that's the silver phosphate. This is how you can, that's the way of decoding it. Okay, so next question, which of the following is an example of combination reaction? Okay, again take a look, as we are solved for decomposition, similar type of question, very easiest question is, which of the following is an example of combination reaction? The rule for combination reaction is, on left hand side we must have at least two or more reactant, and on product side we must have only one product. Okay, those conditions will be fulfilled by option A, that is H2 plus Cl2 will give you 2HCl. So that's the correct answer. You may get confused again with option B, N-hexane gives you neohexane. That is not the correct answer. On arrow mark AlCl3 is written there, but that is used as a catalyst, that is not the reactant. Okay, so definitely you should be careful choosing the answer. Option A is the correct answer. Okay, so next question, question number 24. Which of the following reaction is not a decomposition reaction? They have listed out 4 reactions there, and you need to tell that which of the following reaction. Okay, read the reactions carefully. Starch is converted to glucose in our body, the first option. Option B, proteins are digested to amino acids. Option C, magnesium ribbon is burnt in air. And option D, electricity is passed through water. Okay, those are the 4 reactions there. Again read the question carefully. Which of the following reactions is not a decomposition reaction? You need to choose which is not the decomposition reaction. Okay, taking a look at the options, the very shortest way and the smartest way to answer this question is what? You have the option of magnesium ribbon is burnt. In previous cases or in previous classes we had seen, when the magnesium ribbon is burnt, that is MgO. Mg plus O2, when this reaction has taken place, what do you get? MgO. This was the reaction when magnesium ribbon is burnt. That's the chemical equation for that reaction. Okay, simply this is an example of combination reaction. This is not the decomposition reaction, right? So this is your correct answer, even if you don't have much knowledge about other reactions. Okay, इसके बारे में आपको पता था, easily you can pick up there. Question क्या है? Which of the following reaction is not a decomposition reaction? This is not a decomposition reaction because it is a combination reaction, right? So that's your correct answer. Alternately, these other options are little you need to have little more knowledge about chemistry, तब जाके आप समझ सकते हो. Need not to write that in equation form because those species are of थोड़े से बड़े स्पीसीज होते हैं, वो उसको एक्सप्रेस करना थोड़ा सा हायर नॉलेज चाहिए. ओके, तो सिंपली I'll explain you that in simple terms. The option A, starch is converted to glucose in our body. As we had seen the reaction of respiration, right? In respiration we used to have glucose react with C6H12O6. There that glucose react with oxygen to give you further products, carbon dioxide and water, all those things. Okay, here before we get back to this glucose, okay, before we come to this glucose, the food that we take as intake, right, जो भी राइस वगैरह हम खाते हैं वो ओरिजिनली स्टार्च के फॉर्म में होता है. ओके, जो वेजिटेबल्स और राइस वगैरह हम खाते हैं ओरिजिनली इट इज़ इन द फॉर्म ऑफ स्टार्च. व्हेन वी ईट इट, ऐसे कहा जाता है कि ज़्यादा वी नीड टू चीव दैट फूड फॉर लॉन्ग, देन ओनली इट कैन बी इजीली डाइजेस्टेड. Why do we need to chew that food properly for long time? Because in our mouth, when that starch combine with saliva, we need to chew it so long so that that can break down into very small pieces and that can convert into glucose. Okay, and that glucose can further combine with oxygen and that respiration reaction can take place. Okay, so here what we do is the decomposition of starch. We decompose starch with the help of saliva into glucose. So that was the example of decomposition reaction, option A. Okay, that's not the answer, but you need to have some knowledge regarding that. So that was about option A. Option B is what? In option B they have given one more example. Proteins are digested to amino acids. Okay, proteins when they are digested they convert into amino acid. Here you can simply take a look कि जैसे प्रोटीन्स क्या होता है, अगर मुझे एक्सप्लेन करना है तो समझो ये सब अमाइनो एसिड्स हैं. ओके, कंसिडर ये बंच, ये सब क्या है, अमाइनो एसिड्स है. दिस ऑल टुगेदर व्हेन दे फॉर्म प्रोटीन they are simply arranged in a proper manner, they are connected together like this. Okay, they connect in a proper manner in a fixed sequence and they give a long chain of proteins. ये टुगेदर एक फिक्स्ड अरेंजमेंट में हुआ है तो क्या है, प्रोटीन है. ये अगर ब्रेकडाउन होता है एक सिंपल फॉर्म में ऐसे होता है तो ये क्या है, अमाइनो एसिड्स है. ओके, प्रोटीन्स द लॉन्ग चेन अवेलेबल व्हेन वी टेक एज अ इंटेक एज अ फूड in stomach, that protein will be broke down into this bunch of amino acids. Okay, so again this is an example of decomposition reaction. It is just decomposed into smaller pieces. Okay, so that is again an example of what, decomposition reaction. That is the option B, right? Then option C is definitely combination. That's our answer. Take a look at option D. Electricity is passed through water. This we have seen. When electricity is passed through water, with the activity we have explained, this H2O, when electricity is passed, it gives you H2 plus O2. Again, it's a decomposition reaction. Okay, so that's about question number 24. we have explained. Okay. Now next question, that is 25. Take a look. The reaction between acid and base to form salt and water is an example of, what are the options there? Decomposition reaction, combination reaction, displacement reaction and double displacement reaction. What should be the answer? To answer this question, you need to able to write that reaction. Okay, so what's the reaction we need to write? They have given us the reaction of acids and bases. No specific name of acid and no specific name of base is mentioned there. Okay, so simply we can take an example of an acid react with base. As they have said, acids and bases reacted, salt and water is formed. Okay, for this reaction take an example. HCl is an acid, we know. For base, any random acid and base we need to choose. The base, if you know any base, that is NaOH is the base, HCl is an acid. Okay, when we react these together, a salt is formed. Which salt is formed? The Na from this compound combines with Cl, it gives you NaCl, right? Hydrogen from this combines with OH of this and forms H2O, that is water is formed. Then acid react with this base, interchange of ions takes place and it gives you NaCl, that is salt, and H2O, water. Okay, now looking at this reaction, we can easily say that when any interchange of two ions takes place between any two compounds, that's an example of double displacement reaction, right? So that's your answer. The option number, you can check it there. For question number 25, the option D is the correct answer, that is double displacement reaction. Okay, so next question, that is 26. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Okay, take a look at the following statements. Metals like copper, Ag, Au cannot displace H from acids. Option B, the reactivity series metals are arranged in order of increasing of reactivity. You can go through the other options. Okay, and to answer this question, we need to take help of what? Activity series, right? So as I have said, you need to by heart that activity series. I have given you tricks also. Okay, so वो सब ट्रिक वगैरह आप लोग कर लो उसके ऊपर काम. I'll directly write the elements in the activity series. You have K, Na, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, then copper, then iron, that's carbon, iron, lead, hydrogen, then you have copper. No, here you get like her calling Ag and Au. That is good. Okay, that's the activity series. In activity series, simply what do we used to do? The upper elements are more reactive. They can displace any element which lies below to it. Okay, so that's the logic. Looking at this, you need to we will try to solve the question. Okay, take a look at the question once again. Question number 26. Which of the following is incorrect? That you need to answer. Option A, metal like copper, silver and gold cannot displace hydrogen from acids. Okay, question क्या पूछा गया? Say for example we have HCl as an acid. Metals like copper, silver and gold. If I take copper or silver or gold, the statement is that this copper cannot displace hydrogen from acid, and that's the statement. We need to tell that the statement is correct or wrong. Okay, looking at the activity series, we know hydrogen lies above all these three elements, right? So that hydrogen is more reactive than all these three species, right? So hydrogen can displace any of the species from the compound, but as copper, silver and gold are less reactive than hydrogen, So they cannot displace hydrogen from this acid. Any acid, you may take HCl or H2SO4. We need to confine with respect to hydrogen. So as these are less reactive than hydrogen, those copper, silver or gold cannot displace hydrogen from acid. Okay, here that reaction is not possible. So that statement is correct. Option A is correct. Copper, silver and gold cannot displace hydrogen from acids. Okay. Now let's take next option. Without going to B, purposely I am skipping that B option and going to option D, option C. Okay. Option C is what? Silver cannot displace copper from copper nitrate. Option is silver is Ag, cannot displace copper from copper nitrate. This silver, they are stating that silver cannot displace copper from copper nitrate. That statement is correct or wrong? We can again take a look at this. We have silver here and copper here. As copper lies above to silver, copper is more reactive than silver and silver is less reactive than copper. Okay, so that copper can displace silver from any compound, but silver cannot displace copper from any compound there. Okay, so that this statement, as they have stated, silver cannot displace copper from this compound, that reaction is not possible. That statement is correct, right? Silver cannot displace copper from the compound because it is less reactive. So option C is also, that statement is also correct. We need to find out incorrect statement. Okay, take a look at option D. Zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate. What's option D? They are telling that zinc displaces copper from this copper sulfate. To check the this statement is correct or wrong, take a look at again on the activity series. Zinc is somewhere here, that carbon, zinc and Fe, that zinc comes somewhere here. Okay, here is a zinc and here we have copper. Okay, as zinc is too much reactive than copper, zinc can displace easily copper. Okay, so according to the activity series, this zinc can easily displace copper and it can form zinc sulfate. This activity also we have done. Okay, so statement D is also correct, that is zinc can displace copper from copper sulfate. Okay, we need to find out the wrong statement, incorrect statement. Okay, so option A, C, D, all these are correct statements. Definitely statement B should be incorrect. That should be our answer. Take a look at that, what they are telling. Option B is the reactivity series. In reactivity series, metals are arranged in order of increasing reactivity. Okay, in reactivity series they are telling these metals are arranged in increasing order of their reactivity. That statement is wrong. Why? Because in activity series, actual activity series, these metals are arranged in decreasing of their reactivity, right? This sodium is most reactive and this gold is what? This is least reactive. So these elements are arranged in decreasing order of the reactivity. Okay, and in statement they have given they are arranged in increasing order of the reactivity. That statement is wrong. Okay, so this is how you can find out the answers. So that was the interesting question. That was question number 26. So next go to question number 27. In the balanced reaction, Fe2O3 plus H2 gives you Fe plus H2O. There you need to find out value for A, B, C, D, right? You can take your chance, try to solve that. If you have solved, get back here. What's the question? We have question as A, Fe2O3 plus B, H2 gives you CFe plus DH2. Okay, you need to find out answer for A, B, C and D. Okay, to balance, simply what you need to do, you can take help of making a chart and you can try to solve it, but it's not that difficult. Okay, looking at the reaction also you can easily balance it. See, we have we have 2 iron, here we have only 1 Fe, so I'll make it 2 Fe, right, that is balanced. We have totally 3 oxygens. On to this side we have only 1 oxygen, okay, so I'll make it 3 H2O, so that I'll have 3 oxygens there. But when I change that value of H2 to 3, this number of hydrogen has got 2 is 6, so I need to change it to 6. Totally I need to make it 6, so that already I have 2, so 2 3s are 6, okay, so that is 3 H2O. Again I will take a look at it. When this A is 1, by trial and error, when this is multiplied with 1, 2 Fe, 3 oxygens, 6 hydrogens. So this reaction is balanced now. Answers are what? A is equal to 1, B should be equal to 3, C should be equal to 2, and D should be equal to 3. So 1, 3, 2, 3 should be your answer. Check out the options. What's the answer? 1, 3, 2, 3. And 1, 3, 2, 3 is the option C. That's your correct answer in your question number 27. Okay. So let's take a look at question number 28. Which of the following reactions are exothermic in nature? Which of the following reactions are exothermic in nature? Options are combustion of carbon, option B bond breaking, option C bond formation, option D both A and C. Okay. You may seem this question very easy at first instance, but they have made it little tricky. When you go to answer this question, we need to answer the question as which of the following is exothermic, which of the reactions are exothermic reactions. So you need to know what are exothermic reactions. As I had said, exo is for exit. Heat comes out. Heat gets exit from the reaction. Heat comes. Those reactions are called as what? Exothermic reactions. Okay. The first option we know. Whenever we combust anything, whenever we burn anything, the heat is produced. The burning of candle, burning of magnesium strip, or burning of paper, that produces heat, produces flame. That is a combustion reaction. So that is definitely the answer. But one more option they have given there. Combustion of carbon is definitely the answer. Okay. But one more. Take a look at option B and option C. Option B is bond breaking. See, I have this compound in general sense. Try to understand. I have this pen, okay, with stopper. If in order to remove this stopper from this, I want to break. Suppose दोनों के बीच में एक bond है. To remove this bond, to break this bond and to make this separate, I need to utilize some energy. मुझे कुछ energy खर्च करनी पड़ेगी. Okay. So here I am losing energy. In similar pattern, when any chemical compound breaks a bond, it utilizes some energy. उसको कुछ energy देनी पड़ती है from outside, तब जाके कोई bond break होता है. Okay. Alternately, the very interesting fact about chemical reactions is what? As we need energy to break that bond in chemistry, at the same time, if we make that bond, that energy is released. बात समझ में आ रही है? दोनों एक कंपाउंड है, ये दोनों स्पीसीज है. इन दोनों के बीच में जो बॉन्ड है, इसको अगर तोड़ना है तो मुझे एनर्जी खर्च करनी पड़ेगी. आई नीड टू सप्लाई द एनर्जी. दैट इज एंडोथर्मिक प्रोसेस. ओके. when this compound will absorb energy, by taking that energy it will break that bond, right? In simultaneously, in other case, if I want to join these two in chemical compounds, when those two species join together, as they got joined, as it is opposite to that of previous case, here they release energy. मतलब ये जब दोनों कंबाइन होते हैं तो वो खुश होते हैं, खुश हो रहे हैं, ऐसा समझो, उसमें से एनर्जी रिलीज हो रही है, वो खुश होकर एनर्जी बाहर दे रहे हैं, लाइक दैट. ओके. सो दैट इज अगेन एज एग्जांपल ऑफ व्हाट? एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शन. Formation of bond is an exothermic reaction. You need to remember that. Option C was formation of bond. That was again as an example of exothermic reaction. Okay, so answer for this question is what? Option D. You can take a look. A and C both, that's your correct answer. That is option number D, right? So that was the question number 28. Option D is the correct answer, right? Let's move to the next question. Which of the following change is not a physical change? Okay, this is your last question of the question bank. Take a look. Which of the following change is not a physical change? Options are glowing of filament in bulb, option B is combustion, option C is boiling, option D is sublimation. Here simply you need to know the meaning of different terms, right? Easily you can choose the option B as your correct answer because it is combustion, and combustion we know it is a chemical reaction, right? Combustion एक chemical reaction है. Apart from that, definitely should be physical processes as one options we have got. But try to understand other meaning of other options also. Option A is what? Glowing of filament in bulb. ये जो ट्रेडिशनल बल्ब है, जो ट्रेडिशनल पहले के पैटर्न वाले बल्ब है, उसमें जो फिलामेंट होती है, ये जो फिलामेंट कंटिन्यूसली अटैच टू होल्डर, ये जो फिलामेंट कंटिन्यूसली बर्न हो रही है टू गिव यू लाइट, दे आर आस्किंग इज दिस अ फिजिकल प्रोसेस और इज अ फिजिकल चेंज और केमिकल चेंज. ओके, व्हाट शुड बी द आंसर? इज इट अ केमिकल चेंज और फिजिकल चेंज? इट इज नॉट अ केमिकल चेंज. व्हाई? बिकॉज when we burn that filament just don't burns up. जैसे मैग्नीशियम स्ट्रिप है और जो पेपर है, पेपर को अगर मैं बर्न करता हूँ, बर्निंग इज अ केमिकल रिएक्शन, डेफिनेटली यू मे अप्लाई दैट लॉजिक हियर, बट दिस फिलामेंट डजंट बर्न कंप्लीटली. ये बर्न होके इसका ऐश नहीं बनता है. समझ में आ रही है बात? व्हेन आई बर्न अ पेपर, दैट पेपर कन्वर्ट्स इनटू ऐश और स्मोक, राइट? इट चेंज इन इट्स स्टेट एंड कलर एंड that loses its existence, right? But in case of this filament, which is a tungsten filament, when we burn this is not burnt, it is simply heated. ये burning नहीं है, ये क्या है? Heating process है. जब तक वो सब एनर्जी मिल रही है उसको हीट होता है, आफ्टर सम टाइम अगेन इट गेट कूल्ड एंड इट रिमेन एज इट इज. इट्स केमिकल कॉम्पोजिशन हैज नॉट गॉट चेंज्ड. सो दिस इज अ फिजिकल चेंज, नॉट केमिकल चेंज. इट्स केमिकल कॉम्पोजिशन हैज नॉट गॉन अंडरगॉन चेंजेस. ओके, so that's the first option. That's the glowing of filament is physical change. Boiling of water, option C, H2O. As we had seen, H2O is in liquid state. When you boil it off, it becomes vapors of H2O. H2O converts into gaseous state. Is there any change of chemical state is observed? No. Chemical formula remains same. So again this was also a physical change, right? Option D, last. Sublimation. It's a little new term to you. Sublimation means what? Simply see, suppose I have ice. If I convert directly from ice into water vapors, then this process is called as what? Sublimation. Usually क्या होता है? In usual terms, ice upon heating will convert into water, right? Ice का पहले water होगा. When we heat that water after 100 degree centigrade, it will convert into vapors. That's the usual process. Okay, if anyhow we skip this process, skip this step of forming the solid converts into liquid, that converts into gas. Anyhow, if we skip this one step of liquid and we directly convert ice into water vapor, then this process is called as what? Sublimation. Okay, that was the definition. Now you see H2O in solid state, that has got converted into H2O in gaseous state. Is there any change that has taken place in the chemical composition of the compound? No. So this is again a physical process where water remains as water, but only state has got changed. Okay, so that is again a physical change, right? So option A, C and D are the physical changes. Option B, that is combustion, is not physical change, because for combustion we know carbon when combined with oxygen it loses its property, it becomes a new compound, CO2, something new is formed. Okay, so those are the chemical changes, right? So those are all the questions. Only 29 questions we had. we had attached with notes in previous test. Okay, so that whole test we have solved. Hope you have understood it properly. पता नहीं कितना समझ में आ रहा है. If you are not getting it, you may comment that in comment box, or you can directly WhatsApp to the WhatsApp on the WhatsApp number. Okay, there we can discuss. So that's all. That's what all about this topic. One more question that someone has asked me on WhatsApp, like all this, everything about chemical reaction is okay, nice to be here and some interesting, but the fact that the student has noted that why that reaction, the skeletal form of equation, that process of undergoing one substance into another form, that is called as reaction. उसको reaction क्यों बोलते हैं? बात समझ में आ रही है? We had carbon combined with oxygen to give you carbon dioxide. ये जो process है इसको reaction क्यों बोलते हैं? That was the question. Okay, I have put this question for you. Hope you will try to answer this question, क्योंकि बहुत सारा हमने इसके बारे में डिस्कस किया है. I won't tell you that answer now. In next class I'll be explaining that answer properly. Try to think of it, and if you can answer this question, you can answer that on WhatsApp. Okay, let us know कि आपको कितना समझ में आया है, आप कितना इस टॉपिक में इन्वॉल्व हुए हैं. Okay, so till then, stay safe, stay home, and goodbye.